Hello students, this is lesson 3 on standard form. Today we're looking at how to divide numbers that are in standard form. Similarly to multiplying numbers in standard form, they're a pretty straightforward separation that you need to be able to do. So you divide the numbers by each other, and then you divide the base 10 to the power of whatever by each other as well. So let's look at this example. 9 times 10 to the 12 divided by 2 times 10 to the 4. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the 9 divided by the 2, and then I'm going to do the 10 to the 12 divided by 10 to the 4. That gives us, if you remember your index rules, when you're dividing base numbers at the same, you subtract the powers. Okay, so 9 divided by 2 is 4.5, and 12 take away 4 gives us 8. So there is the answer, nice and straightforward to this question. 4.5 times 10 to the power of 8. Here are two questions on the board here. What I will do is go through the one on the left hand side. You will then try the one on the right. So taking a look at the one on the left first. 8 divided by 4, well, that number here must be 2. And then 10 to the 9 divided by 10 to the 3, as I've reminded you already, you subtract the powers. When you're dividing, you subtract the powers. So 9 take away 3 gives us 6. There's your final answer then. 2 times 10 to the power of 6. Okay. Here's one for you to try. Have a go at that now and pause the video. Press play when you want to see the answer. So the answer, 9 divided by 3 is 3. 10 to the 7 divided by 10 to the 5 is 10 squared. So 3 times 10 squared. That's your answer in standard form. So for this question there are 2 steps required, and I'll explain why now. So if I show you what you get after your first step, 2 divided by 4 is 0.5 or a half. 10 to the 8 divided by 10 to the 3 is 10 to the 5. So this is currently not in standard form, and hopefully you can tell me why. Obviously I can't hear what you're saying, but hopefully you are telling your computers or your phones or whatever device you're using right now, you're saying because it is less than 1, and you are correct. To be in standard form, the answer has to be between 1 and 10, and this clearly isn't between 1 and 10, this is 0.5. So I am going to move the decimal point 1 place to the right, and in doing that, what I'm having to do is times it by 10. So if you think of it like you're using one of the 10s, so there's 5 10s here. This is 0.5 times 10 times 10 times 10 times 10 times 10. 5 of them, right? But I'm going to use one of them to make this into 5. But because I've used one, I have to take one off the power. So that becomes a 4. Okay? Now for the second example on this slide, again 2 divided by 8 is going to be a fraction, okay, or a decimal. 2 divided by 8 is 0.25, okay, it's the same as a quarter. And also interestingly, 10 to the 6 divided by 10 to the minus 4, well, remember you have to subtract the powers. So what I'm really saying to you here is 6 minus 4. And as I hope you all remember basic negative number rules, that becomes a plus. So this becomes 6 add 4. So we should end up with a power of 10 here. Let's take a look. Yeah, so 0.25 or a quarter times 10 to the power of 10. There's one other thing that you need to do here, which is to turn it into standard form again. Similar to this one, I needed to move the decimal point 1 place to the right. So I'm going to move this decimal point 1 place to the right, and in doing that I'm going to have to use one of these 10s. Okay? So that means it's 2.5 times 10 to the 9. And that is the final answer for that question. Here are 7 questions for you to try. I'd like you to do all 7. Please can you take a picture of your answers and upload these onto ClassCharts to complete your remote learning for this lesson. Thank you very much.